Well, here we are, guys. Another week in another,
Dude,
grueling
another
week.
Wednesday night, right? Another Wednesday night for those of you who watch it the night it comes out. Another
Oh,
Wednesday night together.
that's right. And we are recording this a day ahead of time. We have some shows
Oh,
this
you're
week we're
giving away the
attending
spiel. Yeah, you have a cool concert to go to tomorrow night.
tomorrow and the next day. So there's a lot going on. We got
Damn,
friends.
it turned into 2 shows. That's
yes,
wild.
and then we have friends in town, and then it's the ball's rolling this week, guys. You know when you have one of those,
You got
weeks,
a busy week.
You're getting all your gaming in today. It's not happening during the rest of this week.
Nope.
And they just launched the Oblivion remaster, which we were just talking about before the show. But any gamers in the chat know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
I have no idea, but I was like, oh yeah, very cool, big day.
Most people I know in my age who have played Skyrim are familiar with Skyrim. It was the biggest game all throughout high school, essentially. Single player game.
And after, I mean, that game had a life.
It's still living.
Yeah, I mean, now they do didn't the Elder Scrolls online kind of flop?
No, it's actually a pretty good. If you like more of a World of Warcraft style game, it's still going.
Okay.
And people tend to like it.
Here's my.
It's just not as popular. It's not as big as the average.
It's got a niche fan base, right?
Yeah, it's just a smaller group of people playing it, but from what I understand, it's pretty big. But yeah, no, this is actually a remaster of the game before Skyrim on modern shit. So it's got Unreal Engine 5, the whole 9. It's gonna be crazy work.
I can't believe you didn't get in there today.
I know, but Kelly is going to be gone for a couple of weeks coming up. So my plan is I'm going to put it off. I'll play it then. I'll literally.
It's going to be 2 weeks. She's going to come home. It's going to look like a cave. It's just going to be you and Trixie and the controller.
No, I'm going to work on my whole plan is I'm going to try to rebuild a whole new routine at home with the shake up. But in order to give myself little rewards, it'll be like I'll just leave the PS5 on and give myself 30 minutes of Oblivion in between tasks. And that will retrain my brain. That will work.
No, it's just like a little treat, you know?
It'll work. I know me, and I know how I work, and I think that's going to help me.
That's it for you, I think. I think video game in small increments will definitely reward you in a way that you'll find satisfying.
Eventually, I will be able to mold my being in existence into somebody kind of like this gentleman, the first person we have here on the stream. I'll be able to build myself up to a level where I'm able to confidently do shit like this.
Is this AI or is this a real picture?
I know. I get it.
I can't really put this together. I'm very confused.
This is not AI. This is a real image here. We have a sick looking motherfucker here on the sick ass camel. Camel also looking hard in this photo.
Camel looking like he has a good life.
Tough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thick, like fed.
Thick, good hair, well trimmed. You know,
manicured.
This thing is not
pedicured.
fucking around. Yeah.
And this insane, beautiful, even.
Yeah, what is this?
It's a missile system. Man poses for a photo in front of Soyuz rocket in the 1980s in Kazakhstan.
What a time, dude. You never knew what was really going on in Kazakhstan, you know? This is it. Just camels and rockets.
Just just what the Mossad wanted you to know through Borat is essentially what people know about Kazakhstan. That's essentially the extent.
This is very different from Borat, so I feel
this is much cooler than Borat.
Much cooler than what they portrayed in Borat, I will say.
I didn't realize they had so much game, but I also believe I think they were a Soviet satellite country, so they probably had Soviet weapons and shit installed.
Oh, that thing screams Soviet weapon.
Which they did have swag when they built their big radio satellites, their big weapons. They look very cool, I will say.
I mean, that thing looks straight out of Star Wars.
Yeah, and this is supposed to be the communist peasants building this shit. It's kind of tough, dude.
I mean, I just hope it works.
I'm sure it did. We didn't invade.
It's true. We were too scared.
I think we thought it worked, dude.
We thought it worked, so obviously.
They might nuke the moon first. We might have to wait and see. That's a crazy...
Dude, nuking the moon, I feel like, is never going to leave this show.
Dude, it's a thing that I like this show, because it sounds so crazy. It's so M&B to talk about.
We're the Nuke the Moon podcast, right?
And it's not me.
There's no way around it.
It's everyone's favorite scientist that stopped it. That's the other crazy part of that. So it's like so funny to me.
If you haven't heard that, go back like 3 weeks in our podcast. It was really good.
Yeah, we had a crazy space-centered, rocket-centered episode, didn't we? Just with all this rocket space stuff going on recently, it felt so appropriate.
Of the time,
it
you
did.
know, yeah.
But
yeah.
here's something to bring the IQ down a little bit, okay? From the space stuff, the IQ.
Yeah, we're a little enlightened right now. Now, we were having a Buck Cherry talk before we got started, so I have been looking forward to this.
Yeah, let's get this queued up
here.
Yeah,
let's see this guy.
Effortless and fun, and the crowds have been insane, you know? I think it's just like the right...
So this is just some chopped up footage from
just some chopped up footage from a Buck Cherry interview, right?
It's like a DVD or some type of thing they put out, but watch.
Type of energy, you know, from the audience and from the
I like
band
it a little bit faster. That's a little fun for me.
You're like, it actually makes it better.
They're on meth now.
With each other, and sometimes just nights are magical.
Our live show really is just high energy, low IQ.
Now that's a quote. First of all, that's the fucking coolest thing anybody's ever said.
I mean,
about
that there's a lot of bands that do that, but they're not going to admit it like that.
No,
you know?
saying it is
respect.
That's cool. Objectively,
respect,
this might have been the turning point for me on this band, where I was like, oh, that's a crazy bitch band. They're so misogynistic. They're so bad. And then he says some shit like that, and I go, are they trolling? Like, are they being...
Is this whole thing been a bit for 25 years?
They're like, yeah, this is for the low IQ. Like, wait, what?
We're like, if we go low IQ, it is the greatest denomination of people.
Are these guys Donald Trump in this shit right now?
To prepare for a show, I have like my own little ritual. I start out by doing my vocal scales, and then I just listen to like my favorite.
He looks so burnt out here, and he's probably only like 30-something years old.
You're about to find out. Wait.
Why? Why he looks like this?
Wait.
You know, usually aggressive music for like an hour, and I kind of push all my music on the rest of the band, even if they don't want to hear it. And we always have mandatory Slipknot right before we go on, and that's always fun. And you know,
oh, the hair dryer.
You know, all warmed up to go out there and take it to them.
God.
I mean,
thank you for each and every one of us.
It's coming.
Thank you for our health. Thank you for this music. Thank you for all of our success now and all the success that's coming. Let's show these guys what a real fucking rock and roll band is like. Ready? Yeah!
I'm convinced that they did not copyright strike Catatonic Youths on this, because it literally makes this look better than it already. Like,
it makes us look way cooler than
unedited.
The
this makes us look like shit. So when he edits it and makes it funny, it's like, honestly, it makes us more relevant.
The singer saw it now and he's like, "Damn, I wish we only put these 7 minutes on the DVD."
Damn, I wish we had a guy to edit this so it didn't look like we were being serious when we said all this shit.
Let's fucking party! It's gonna be a hell of a time. What you wanna hear? Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. What the fuck? Are you ready to get sexy? You better shake your ass like a fucking salt chicken.
Oh man, dude, he is so strung out.
Cause this song ain't about a lady.
I think I read somewhere that they're sober.
No way.
I think I read that.
Maybe now.
It's about a crazy bitch. Oh, a crazy big katom-tom depending on pistol.
All right, wait, pause this really quick. Buck Cherry's lead singer says, "I've been clean and sober for 28 years."
That's right. This dude does nice straight edge, this guy, which makes more sense, actually.
This is
what I'm saying. This is where I started to... Okay, right. And then I started to think, like, this is a straight edge guy manipulating an audience.
Yes.
To think he's some sort of junkie, low IQ,
one of us guy. But actually, he's like a Harvard grad. You know, this is some bullshit.
This is Tupac. This is the Tupac. This is Tupac for these kinds of folk. Like, Jelly Roll is trash.
I like how you're here saying that, like, only trashy black people like Tupac.
Well, no, it was like a guy. It was like an art school student who went gangster rap.
Tried to be gangster. Yeah. No, it just came out bad, and it was funny as fuck.
They know. Everybody knows. Everybody knows what I mean. Tupac was also actually about that life. He shot cops. He was fucking
Tupac
a maniac.
raped somebody. He was about that life.
Supposedly, they argue that's not true. But Either way,
she doesn't.
Well, the argument's out there. Who knows? I never really read up on that, but who knows? I'm not a Tupac guy. I don't really listen to a lot of Tupac. I've read some stuff about Tupac that made me.
Yeah,
I
haven't. I've only
character.
heard the hits. You know, I've never gone into the deep dive.
I've listened to songs, you know, but that's why I feel like this guy's Tupac, right? Because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Dude, did he just stroke his microphone?
Yeah.
Come on, baby, light my fire. What the fuck? Are you ready to get toxic? You better shake your ass like a fucking salt shaker.
You better shake your ass.
What is this?
This is talking. I'm gonna tell my kids this was Talking Heads. Stop making sense.
Cause this song ain't about a lady. This song's about a crazy bitch.
Sober.
A crazy big ka-tom-tom to bid it on, bitch, don't bid on, bid on, bid it on,
It's like Justin Timberlake, dude.
This is the person people think of when they think of Kid Rock.
Look at his back. Look at her back tattoo of him, dude.
Wait,
my!
He's about to hit the.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's about to get crazy.
Pick up the phone and ask somebody. Pick up the phone.
Who would have ever thought they ad-libbed Crazy Bitch? Who would have thought?
I want to go see them so that I could see them extend this bridge out.
M&B does a Buck Cherry show. We'll have to go.
We should record what they do during the bridge of the local show that we go to and turn it into our intro.
It's just going to be the Pennsylvania State Fair next year.
Pennsylvania, shake it,
Pennsylvania State Fair.
Call your father, say society loves a crazy bitch, hang around my dick now. She's a crazy bitch, a what? Crazy bitch.
This is objectively so much worse now that I know he's sober.
Crazy bitch, sucking that dick, put it between your big old tits.
Oh, thanks for the ass shot, camera guy.
All right, there's 7 minutes of this. What's the most replayed part? Let's see.
Yeah, get up there.
We got shit confused along the way, right?
You might have thought we were Puddle of Mud.
Abide by. Right? Money, religion, and words, man. We made them up.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's it. You want to eat, sleep, and procreate, right? And words, man. We made them up.
All right. If you guys want to watch the rest of Buck Cherry, I want to buy.
Catatonic Youth.
Shout out to Catatonic Youth for always getting us with the nice edit. But yeah, that's Buck Cherry, guys. And that's the kind of stuff we're losing in this woke society. You know,
that is true. There really is no Buck Cherry now. At least not popular. You know, I'm sure there's one at every local dive bar on Thursday, right?
I don't even think that's like a local dive bar thing, really. I think you really have to you have to dig for a band like that now, and it's
not worth the digging, you know?
It's a shame, is what. We should bring it back. Sure.
Oh, dude, do we have more GTA clips before GTA 6?
Well, I feel so inspired from the Weezer guy's wife that I that's for real, that I re-downloaded GTA. I heard about the Weezer's.
Just such an inspo to me.
Weezer's wife shot so many cops that I was like, I should re-download Grand Theft Auto Online and hop on and see what's going on. I know there's been updates. So
there's always a new update on Grand Theft Auto.
So and I also had to watch a lot of YouTubers to catch up because there were so many things on the online that had updated, and I was like, I have no time to even realize what's going on. I need to watch a YouTube video.
I need 20-minute rundown, and then I need to
see what's going on, and then hop in the game because I was overwhelmed. So I did, and now all my YouTube is serving me is GTA clips, which is kind of fun. And this is the best one that I've got.
It knows your algorithm right now.
This is the best one I got. Remember Chop from GTA 5?
Yeah.
Chop trying to read when you do that shit. You marks won't move. Damn, you okay, Chop? You seen that bitch right there? See it, dog.
Wait, isn't Chop his dog?
He's in the car.
Yeah. Damn, you okay, Chop?
Like I said, they flop. Flock your mind on this shit right here for a minute. You worse than Chop. Damn. Watching Chop trying to read when you do that shit.
You okay, Jeff?
Damn, you okay, Chop?
No, that's fucking hilarious.
That just made me. That just came up on my shorts, and I literally laughed so hard when I just say, he was like, "Damn, you okay, Chop?"
Damn.
Fuck no, dude.
Dude, it's been a while since we've seen this
Been a while, and I decided that it needed to be somebody that or it needed to be a topic rather that I found worthy, which was taking, and his stuff hadn't popped up in a while, and it's almost like they knew.
Algorithm.
It's almost like they knew and served me up the perfect one, though.
All right, let me see it.
All right.
Fact. The plot of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is slowly coming true. The video game was released in 2012, but the storyline took place in 2025, where a cyber attack on the Chinese stock exchange led to China banning the export of rare earth minerals, which leads to a global Cold War. The game's story.
All right, well, that could never happen. No way, dude.
That's not coming very soon with the economic drop in China.
Storyline was developed in
that could never happen.
Partnership with future warfare expert Peter Singer and retired Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. And a lot of people in 2012 took this storyline super seriously. One article called it scarily similar to war game exercises run by the US military, and another said, a shrinking supply of rare earth minerals is a reasonable setup for a real-life Cold War. But Foreign Policy released an article headlined, despite what Black Ops 2 says, rare earth minerals will not cause a US-China Cold War. And the first line reads, all right, I can't believe I need to say this, but the future will not look like Call of Duty. But here we are, in 2025, the same year the game was set in, and China and the US are currently fighting a tariff war, and China has restricted the export of rare earth minerals to the US.
So we're sitting there in fucking high school.
13 years ago, yeah.
We're sitting there in high school, playing this game, playing story mode first. We used to love the campaign.
Dude, the campaigns used to be good.
Yeah. And you'd run through the campaign, and it would just be like, wow, that was so exciting.
Yeah.
And it's not exciting, guys. Believe me.
That's Call of Duty. That's why the campaigns suck now, because they can't make anything more shitty than what it already is.
You're in one.
You're in a campaign, baby.
Yeah, it's what's that from? Is that from Pirates of the Caribbean, where he's like, "You're in one"?
Yeah, I think so.
That's how I feel right now about the Call of Duty campaign.
That's so real.
Okay, so I actually hate this guy from YouTube. YouTube's been serving me up some clips.
Who, this Andy Zhang
This guy tries to do something similar to this previous guy, but it's just not as appealing in the way that he does it. I don't know. I'm a hater of this guy. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
We're watching him to hate him. Okay.
I'm a bit... Well, no, we're not just watching him to hate him. He did have an interesting...
I was just dancing.
I didn't really know about this story, but I thought maybe it would be interesting considering a story we covered last week.
At a party one night when someone uploaded these photos of him with the caption, "Spotted the specimen trying to dance. He stopped when he saw us laughing." You see, this stranger had posted this on a fat-shaming thread on 4chan to make fun of him.
Oops.
This is why we had to nuke 4chan, guys.
Wait for it.
But although he thought everyone would find it just as funny as he did, that's when people just started attacking him instead. As it turns out, even the other 4chan users thought the guy was just minding his own business dancing and said to leave him alone. And when this post quickly got shared everywhere, people were just furious and vowed to do something about it. After affectionately naming this guy Dancing Man, people online actually just turned him into a viral...
So wait.
Okay.
4chan came to this guy's defense.
Which is wild that 4chan came to anyone's defense on something like this. But yeah.
It happens from time to time. It's a picky and choosy and random. It's totally a random.
Yeah, you will never know what people want to like bastion.
Or what
4chan,
mood they're in that day, depending on where you're at, dude. It was
very real.
Icon. When Sean O'Brien was finally identified, a journalist named Cassandra Fairbanks even began planning a massive Hollywood dance party for him with 2,000 women in attendance. They actually ended up flying Sean out from—
Look at this guy.
Oh man, those sunglasses mean he does fuck. You know? Look at him.
Absolutely.
In the UK, and he had the time of his life dancing with celebrities like Meghan Trainor, Monica Lewinsky, and Pharrell Williams.
They couldn't get him a better cast.
What's Monica Lewinsky doing there?
She's gonna suck him off, dude.
Bruh. That's pretty wild.
Williams.
What's
Not only
Pharrell
was Sean the star of the show,
he's gonna suck him off.
He even got to donate $30,000 raised from the event to various charities. And if that wasn't already cool enough, he even got to be on the Today Show and throw the first pitch at a Dodgers game, all because of that guy's insulting post.
Actually, because 4chan decided to be nice to him. That's
why. It has nothing to do with that guy's post, because like you said, on a different day, on Wednesday of that week, everyone would have just shit on him for being fat and it never would have left 4chan.
And my point really at the end of the day is 4chan decided that Pharrell was going to get off his ass one day. That's what happened, really.
Hey, Pharrell, you got to go back to work.
Pharrell, one of the biggest guys in the world, one of the most paid producers, had to get up off of his ass and go do something because 4chan essentially dictated it.
And now that right is gone forever from us.
This is just... When people say I'm a lunatic because I've been on 4chan my whole life, I go, look, I get where you're coming from. I'm not even like trying to be, I get it. Like, I want you to understand, I get it.
Understand.
Yeah, I want you to understand, I understand what you're saying. Remember when we saw the Trump bomber manifesto on there, or the Trump Tower bomber manifesto on there before it was on the internet?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was like the whole manifesto was related to the Chinese UAPs or whatever.
And it's literally only because someone felt comfortable enough posting that leak because they're anonymous.
These are the things. So I also wanted to talk about this. So this happened, and I just wanted to bring it up, not to bring down the mood, because this is just this is obviously
Palestinians have been trapped in a cycle of terrorism, poverty, and violence.
Explain how he feels, but. This I thought was interesting because I was actually looking for. I'd heard about this. There was a movie coming out that was like filmed on the ground or whatever, and I was like, "This is gonna be insane."
Is it a Palestinian like journalist?
Yeah, that's correct.
Movie?
Yeah, Palestinian artist and journalist who is the protagonist of the documentary due to premiere at Cannes in May was just killed by an Israeli airstrike like last week or something. She died with 9 members of her family in a direct strike on their home in Gaza City on Wednesday. She had gained international recognition for her photojournalism capturing the impact of the Gaza Strip civilian population of the Israeli military campaign. She appears in the French-Iranian director's movie Put Your Soul on Your Hand and Walk, which I guess did pretty well.
Okay, so it's not her first rodeo, is what we're saying here.
It says literally she was killed. Hasuna was killed 24 hours after the documentary was announced as having been selected for parallel Cannes selection and ACID running from May 14th to the 23rd. So literally...
what's funny is people will be like, oh, yeah, she was killed because now it's going to get a larger audience. But if I know anything about Cannes, they're going to make this a way bigger deal. Like this film and its presentation due to the story behind it. You know what I mean?
Farsi recounts that Hasuna was open to the idea of attending the screening for the film, but so long as she could return to Gaza afterwards. She said,
so she's just been boots on ground in Gaza the whole time.
Yeah, she said, quote, I'll come, but I'll have to go back to Gaza. I don't want to leave Gaza.
Hell yeah.
Now the whole family is dead. Which is one of her sisters was pregnant, you know. This is what I'm talking about though. Like it's not that I'm trying to say killing civilians like is obviously like wrong and a war crime or whatever. We all understand that, but like
well, I mean that's basic common understanding. Yeah.
Exactly. But like we also understand that it happens during war and people will excuse it. But like at this point, like we're talking about like targeted attacks on members of the press, which has been happening this whole time, and people are
is gross when you really think about it, because that's like I would say probably a 200-year institution that's been really not like there's no safety behind it anymore. You know what I mean? Like war photography and journalism.
And
there
you don't
used to be
see
a code to that.
And you don't see any solidarity coming from the American media who have to go and cover our disgusting wars abroad and have to put themselves in shitty situations. They're not standing up for the Palestinian journalists. They say, according to figures released by International Federation of Journalists, so that's an international group covering all sorts of journalists. On February 16th, at least 157 journalists and media workers have been killed in Gaza, and many more have been injured since the beginning of the war. That's absurd. That didn't happen in World War II.
Number. No, that's what I was going to say. Like we've had world wars with journalists, with gas bombings and flamethrowers and everything, and we didn't see those kind of numbers.
I mean, that's horrifying. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's literally not just like a war. Like, it's literally disgusting what's going on over there. And we're funding it, by the way, guys, in case you forgot. And it really didn't
With
make a difference.
Beautiful, beautiful tax
And
money.
if you look at now, you realize there's no difference because it happened under Biden. And now it's happening under Trump, who was, some people would argue like, oh, we're not electing Kamala because it's going to be bad for Palestine. And then you get a Trump.
Which I think is so funny. It's like, when did Trump ever say anything, of course, minus the clip on our soundboard, pro-Palestine?
I just find it also futile because it's like that's beyond party and it's always going to be about, those interests.
Yeah, no matter who you elect, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, they're going to have the same pro-Israel stance.
This is
the fact
why
that you think that's any different, or that someone who has the option to actually become president in this country is going to take a non-Israel stance, that's a joke.
And this is why I vote third party. People get upset and it's like, dude, I have a principled opinion on this. And I feel like it comes from having to see it every day. And I actually care and want to learn more about it. And it's absurd when you're like, literally in real time getting streamed this shit. You're seeing this shit like for real. And it's so,
we were the generation that grew up seeing all that shit on the computer.
And it's so much worse now than it was when we were kids. You used to have to go to a place like Live Leak. Now it's on Twitter. Now it's on Instagram.
It's just, you're scrolling and you just see it. It's fucking gross. Yeah.
So I just wanted to point those numbers out because I saw that and I had heard about that documentary and then I was like, oh, photojournalist killed. And I didn't make the connection until later. And I was like, whoa, that's the person from the movie that's about to come out. That's about to be fucking
That's
huge.
fucking insane, dude. What a sad story.
I hate that, but I was so shocked. And then you see that number of photojournalists and oh my God. Do something about that, guys. What are we doing?
Well, they don't give a fuck. That's the problem. So, whatever.
Yeah. Well, this is one of these kind of guys making these kind of clips. He did a good job.
I'm trying to climb over this here wall? Yeah. Trying to figure it out for a while now, actually. Climbed this wall many times.
Oh my God, that's great. So, what's the first step?
I went through quite a bit to figure out the first steps of this wall. So that's why I'm going to give you this.
Wow, this is great, but I don't think it's tall enough to get me over the wall. Bad boy got me over this wall plenty of times. Well, I think they've added to the wall since then, sir, because this isn't getting me to the top. Done. There's no handouts in this country. Talking about handouts, it's a 30-foot wall. Or pull yourself up by the bootstraps, why don't you? With this ladder? Yes, with this ladder. Maybe you need to adjust it a little bit. Maybe you just weren't doing it right. Yeah, that didn't help. Oh, it didn't help? Well, it helped me when I got over the wall, all right? You youngins don't want to work for anything. Dude, look at that ladder. My dad used to have one of these. You trying to get up and over? Yeah, I guess I got the first steps. How are you getting over? Actually, my dad built some of these walls back in the day, so we're actually going to mobilize this crane to help lift me over this first wall.
I was wondering where they were going to go with it, and I wasn't expecting the sun to come through. That really made this clip for me. I was like, wow.
The Nepo sun is definitely the
best to get things started. Cool.
Yeah, tough market out there for everybody. All right, man, good luck with your ladder.
He's going up.
Good luck with your ladder as I get craned over.
Hey, I think they've added to the wall since you've gone up. No, they didn't.
No.
No shot.
Just as tall as I remember it. Oh, we got to look at these two assholes.
This just came up, and I had to put it in here because it made me feel something, and I don't even remember what they said in this clip. I don't think it's anything particularly interesting, but it's like what Bert says, like how he says it.
You're gonna be blown away by the
real red, by the way. He looks like he's about to become a violet shade vegetable.
Is that a drinking too much color? I never know. He needs. I
think it is.
Well, watch this.
It's real bad.
Bert,
you think so?
Yeah. You know what
He said, well, let's start that over. You're going to be blown away by the new Bert, he says.
Bert.
You think so?
Yeah. You know what I did the other day? I bought 1,000 pennies, and I'm just throwing around the city.
What?
So people see a penny, and they go, good luck. It's like just a little treat for everyone.
With the hat on?
Bro, with like the $400 douchebag hat on.
The fact that he's wearing in-ear monitors, I haven't bought them, I haven't bought them because I'm like, you know what? Maybe we don't need them.
He's too busy talking about all the pennies he can throw.
Maybe we do look better with the headphones on.
Throwing them everywhere. I just throw them out the car windows. Just throw them.
Just throw them out the window?
If I put them in front of people's cars, I throw them in front of people's cars. So
when
they go to open their door.
How many cars do you think Bert has dented?
Because he throws
throwing
it like
a penny, trying
retard. Like he's like, bah! And it like sprays the side of a car.
Look at the look of concern on Tom's face here. He's like,
because Tom has no idea how to handle this.
I wouldn't either.
Deliberately do heads up or no?
No, I just toss them. I just throw them.
Lands.
Yeah. How much?
However it lands. He was disappointed. He was like, you at least leave them heads up for people, right? Because like that is generally actually the signifier of good luck. You don't just pick up a penny.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
No, just throw them on
He was
the
like,
floor.
actually, this does sound like the old Bert.
How many
No,
dollars?
I
do you think
just throw them
1,000
on the floor.
This part is crazy. He says, how many dollars do you think 1,000 pennies is? He asked Tom.
He's like, I was shocked by the number.
And he says,
"Isn't it $10?"
It's 10.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be $100.
Bruh.
I mean, dog.
Dude, he has to be the dumbest motherfucker on the planet.
This guy in the face he's making, it's like, oh my god, dude.
That means he genuinely felt that way, by the way.
I was like, I go, get me 1,000 pennies. And they're like, really? And I was like, I don't care how much it is. And it was $10.
I
don't care how much it is. Bank teller goes, okay.
You're gonna make me work that hard for $10, dude.
Yeah.
And this is how this is whatever's broken with my brain is I know there's really expensive pennies out there. So then I got a coin app and I scan every penny before I throw it out the window to see if it's worth anything.
You are a mental patient, man.
The most expensive penny I've gotten is worth 29 cents, but I can't imagine someone would give me 29 cents for that penny.
So you threw it out?
I threw it out.
Okay.
I think you're going to be...
Also, this is like on their podcast that people listen to.
This is like a millionaire, by the way.
Also, is it true? I've heard rumors that YMH now pays Matan. He's like on their network.
Is he?
I don't know that, but it's concerning to me to find that out.
I would say that's very concerning.
Are you looking?
Yes, he is.
He is, right? Okay, dude. Matan.
He's under their umbrella now.
Matan.
Bruh.
You're killing me, buddy. We really liked what you were doing for like half a year.
He's cooked. He's cooked. I thought you'd appreciate this. So this is Sir Sean Connery and Thomas Brody Sanger, two UK actors. They're both age 34 in this photo. We talked about
You
this.
remember when
before the
people were
stream.
like, everyone's so much healthier back in the day. Dude, you look 50 years old.
Dude on the right won least changed in high school.
Yeah, he did.
Bruh.
At least he didn't win class cripple like we had in our
We
school.
had class cripple in our high school. It was crazy. Oh my god. But this is an insane. Can you imagine if I was in 4 years, if I just like started looking like this?
Looking like that? Could you imagine? Like you just like go through like second puberty and become a fucking full grown 50-year-old man.
Imagine if he could grow a beard. That would be even weirder.
He'd look like something out of Game of Thrones. He'd look like Peter Dinklage.
He's not allowed to get cast in any more roles in TV shows anymore because of Peter Dinklage's opinion on dwarfism and dwarves.
He killed it for all of us.
He actually ruined a whole economy.
He did with his little mouth.
Oh, this is a post on Reddit that I saw from r/well that sucks.
Oh, is that hail?
So that's hail, dude. Look at this.
Yeah, that's hail.
And this is a new vehicle, by the way.
Oh no. Oh no,
dude!
Not the fucking.
Oh, maybe
sunroof.
it's not a new vehicle because you could see the crack in there. But I thought you said it was a new car. But either way, dude.
No, dude, that's glass in there.
Yeah, but it looks like. Do you see the little like crack in the finish?
Oh, the deterioration.
Unless they just bought it and it's used, which is also
maybe they bought it used. You know,
yeah.
New to them.
New to them. Look at this. Look at this.
This is fucked up.
I've never seen hail do that before. That's actually nuts.
Dude, that's literally golf ball size hail. And
look
like,
at the back window.
That looks
dude.
like your car got shot, dude.
The one's
Holy
sitting right in the
shit.
hole, dude. This is fucked. They're inside
I would
the car.
literally
You
have
could,
a
like,
mental breakdown if I came out to this.
Insurance? Do you cover that or what, dude? That's crazy.
They're like, we'll do one window.
They probably could have to cover this, right? Like I'd be like, dude, I legitimately not my fault, dude. This is crazy work.
They're like, well, I don't know. You could have moved it in the house.
I figured paying for insurance would cover the fact that the sky occasionally drops like golf balls from the sky.
Not in this country, babe.
Well, what are we doing? What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Speaking of issues. This is funny. I thought this was cool, like a little throwback. I follow this Reddit that sometimes posts like older shit, but this is when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. Petrol stations in Toronto refused to serve Ladas, which I guess was a Russian brand car. Like these compacts.
So if you had a Russian car, we won't fucking serve you?
Yeah, which is funny because, you know, we have this current issue with the Teslas and people are like, you know, boycotting Teslas and doing all sorts of things to Teslas.
What invasion did they say this was due to? Who did the Soviets invade?
Soviets were in Afghanistan before we were there.
Interesting to see that Canada's so anti-war
at the time, yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Which, I mean, like, they're just like neutral people at this time.
I'm pretty sure they helped us invade Afghanistan in 2001. Which is, you know, pretty interesting.
Yeah, but that's 21 years later.
This is also just some random guy in Canada, so he could just have.
That's true. He's not the government.
Yeah, he could just be a based guy. But I thought that was interesting. Paralleled some shit that's going on right now. Thankfully,
could you imagine if everyone was like, you can't charge your Tesla here?
Here's true. I wouldn't be surprised if it's coming to that.
If that becomes the new thing, yeah.
So many other people have the electric cars out now. It's almost going to be...
I mean, everyone has a luxury electric car now. You don't need to buy a Tesla.
But, yeah. I don't know. It's just interesting. I thought there were some parallels. It's pretty crazy. And this is only in the 80s, so it's not like it was that long ago. But
yeah, literally 25 years ago.
25?
No, 35 years ago. I'm like Bert Kreischer.
Is it longer than that?
35 years.
35 years?
No, 45.
45 years. Because 35
For
years
some reason,
I
was
90s.
like thinking I was like, it's 2010 still. But
it's as long now as it. That's crazy how long. That's ancient history to like. Kids.
I know, dude. It's in black and white too, which like really nails it home for me.
Hey, to be fair, if this guy got what he wanted, 9/11 wouldn't have happened because we wouldn't have had to fund the Mujahideen in Afghanistan to fight the Soviet Union. Therefore, Osama bin Laden wouldn't have had his connections. He wouldn't have had his... All of that would have been different.
That's true. If this gas guy had just gotten what he anticipated.
If he had just worked it out. If the Soviets had just not been fucked with, they probably would have gotten Afghanistan on board with communism. They already had Kazakhstan. They had a lot of their stand countries. It would have been probably pretty easy.
They had all the stands ready to go. We just looked at Kazakhstan, right?
That's what I'm saying. That a lot of the stands that comes from Russia.
They bought in.
Yeah. So anyway, this was interesting. And, you know, it's funny because we were talking, a lot of our stuff got deleted this week. This is one that I actually... This is one that I actually saved because I thought this would happen to this post. And I was right. It did happen to this post.
What was this post about?
This was posted in r/conspiracy 2 days ago. And as soon as I saw it, I saved it. I always have r/conspiracy set to newest instead of like hot posts or whatever. So I'm always...
So that you could get the newest
so
shit
I can catch like the weirdo stuff. Yeah, I'll find like a lot of weirdo stuff that doesn't get a lot of likes in like the most recent because it doesn't end up getting shot up to the top. But this was one of those, but then it eventually caught on once people realized what he had posted. He had just posted a kind of inconspicuous image, but the real ones in the r/conspiracy knew exactly where he was and was like, yo, what are you... I think the top comment, Alex, what are you doing?
These people know each other.
But Alex is in reference to Alex Jones, which is funny. Bohemian Grove, well, spoiler alert, Bohemian Grove.
Oh, was he smoking weed at Bohemian
hit
Grove?
Different. And I believe, I'm sure all of his, like, he had replied to a couple of these. But his posts are gone. But what he said was that he was a security guard and it was his last week here. And he just decided, fuck it. He took the picture. And it's all gone now.
I'm smoking weed here. Yeah, it's all gone.
But
of course.
Here at the M&B Stream, we save things like this now.
Oh,
just in case.
You still have it? You got the backup here?
We've got it. So we have... Right here is the owl statue that
share that with me real quick.
Oh, yeah. Right here is the owl statue that Alex Jones took his weird cremation of care video in front of. This might even be the same bushes. But wait.
He hid behind.
He's smoking a joint, dude.
I like how it's got like a purple hue because of like all the lights there. It's a very nice picture, you know?
It's aesthetically pleasing. But yeah,
this is awesome. This is a great picture.
There's the owl statue. The clubhouse.
What a one of one. This guy's probably dead now.
Photo's certainly off Reddit.
So yeah, photo's gone.
We saved the photo for the stream.
Really happy you screenshotted that because that is a picture worth looking at.
I got you guys. I got you guys.
Don't you worry. Don't you
Any
fret.
rare photos of Bohemian Grove are getting saved to the hard drive. So when they arrest me and they find all this other questionable stuff on my hard drive, just know it's because no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's just the Bohemian Grove, I swear.
No, it's because they found the Bohemian Grove and they had to cover it up, okay?
Just getting in front of that one. I like it.
You gotta, dude. One day we're gonna cover on the stream, on the podcast rather. We're gonna cover the time that they shut down a very important like radio astronomy tower or something. It was shut down for like multiple days, and it aligned with like some weird celestial moment. Like I don't know if it was like a meteor or something crazy was going on. Then they shut down this important station for like 48 hours, and I'm talking about black helicopters go in, like a whole team goes in, like something happened there.
SWAT
and then
is here.
The cover story for it ended up being like the guy who was working there was downloading CP and putting it on the hard drive. That's what they say they needed to go in there for. And everybody in the UFO community and everybody in like that like alternative bullshit community, they've dug into it and found some more shit about like it's a wild story. It really is.
We'll have
wild.
to dig into that one.
We
That's
will
a good
cover
allude
it
to the pod.
It's a good one. It reminds me of that story, so we're gonna look into that too. We've got eyes on it all. But here we have a classic clip.
Classic M&B right here.
Classic clip.
Light it up.
What?
Watch that again real quick.
It looks like he only lands on his front wheel.
Bro, he literally flipped out of.
Oh my god, the fire at the end.
One more time. Look at this. Yeah.
Bro, he literally lands on his front
How did
wheel.
he not eat shit? You know, like how did he not fall right on his fucking face?
Meth.
Just like Buck Cherry. That's how they've never fallen off the charts, dude.
They're not.
All right, so we've seen some interesting fights happen in stores on this show, right?
Yep.
We've seen quite a few. Have we ever seen bear mace get introduced?
I think we may have had some bear mace at some point.
I don't think it was as good as this one. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm into it. She got it. She's got it out.
Oh, watch.
Dude. At the... Oh, no.
So much, dude. Look at the guy behind. He's like, you really just pulled that.
It's not squirt. It's pee.
That is so much. Look at this. This bitch is just slapping everything. Look.
Alright, I need to hit the mace.
Dude, it was a lot of fucking mace.
Alright, dude.
That's literally for a bear. That is so much.
That's so big. The cone is
She has to hold it like a fucking fire extinguisher.
The cone for that mace is a bit
crazy.
Absurd. It's definitely
All right, so we've been
bear-sized.
doing a lot of wingsuits on here too, and so I thought I'd share this video of this guy wingsuiting right next to an airplane.
We definitely both shared this video.
Oh, did we? That's so funny.
This video
it's so nuts.
goes so hard. Oh my god, hang on.
Of course it's Dubai. Of course it's Dubai.
It's at least sponsored by Dubai.
Look at this.
I mean, that's
I really hope the airplane's like involved in this, right? Because if it's not,
it's definitely like an Emirates ad.
Yeah, it's an Emirates ad. He's probably like filming a video, you know? But holy shit.
I just can't imagine the level of locked in you really need to be.
To be going that fast?
I don't think I could ever lock in like this ever again. I don't think I'm capable.
It would take all the concentration of my lifetime.
It would be
to get this mission done.
Yeah, it would be the deepest white knuckle mission ever. Like, there's no fucking way, dude.
I'd be like, after this, I just need to lay down forever.
Dude, imagine at this point, you're up there for like quite a while, just chasing this plane, and you're just thinking to yourself, like, man, I'm all the way up here, and then I gotta get down.
Yeah, like, I have to come down on my own, you know?
I have to land this thing. Which I'm like, how does he... Is there a parachute? I hope so.
I pray to God there's some kind of
Imagine if he pulled that right now. If he pulled that right now.
I would blow him into oblivion.
It would also take him about 30 years to come down to the ground. So it'd be...
No, dude, because he would knot up in it and he'd fall to the ground in like 6 seconds.
He'd have enough time to unknot himself. If it fucking knotted up, this is how high up he is.
Yeah, I don't like this. I'm so scared that he's going to get sucked up in that engine.
Imagine he forgot to hit record on his GoPro.
Oh, man, we got to do it over again.
And he's just some slave from the Africa, so they're like, they make him do it again anyway, you know, because that's what they do in Dubai.
Come on, we got to get more shots.
This is just one of the guys who survived the building of the Olympic arena that they were like...
He's the strongest man.
Put him in the fucking wingsuit, send him up into space.
He's obviously a tough guy.
For Emirates, I'm surprised there was no Red Bull branding on that video.
I'm shocked with how much lives were in danger that Red Bull didn't want to put their money in there. All right, this one is great. I just wanted to run this one. I don't want to say anything about it.
I just run it.
Witnesses are recounting some of the drama that
Good Australian news
Sunshine
clip here.
Coast this afternoon. Two sisters have told how their mother and man raced to help when the carjacked SUV rolled on Steve Irwin Way, only to find the gun-wielding car thief emerging from the...
Excuse me. Rewind.
Steve Irwin Way.
The whole fucking continent should be Steve Irwin Way.
Raced to help when the carjacked SUV rolled on Steve Irwin Way.
That should be their Martin Luther King...
Well, that's
Street,
the thing, right?
Boulevard.
These are the most dangerous streets.
Only
oh my God.
to find the gun-wielding car thief emerging from the wreck. Here's some of what they had to say.
And one guy, he was up there with our...
Wait, why is she... Are they conjoined or something? What's
Dude,
going
you would
on?
think so. Just let this run.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there.
I have a friend who does this shit. You know, when you're like trying to talk to them.
No, I would slap them in the mouth.
You ever have a friend where you're trying to talk to them and they're like finishing your, like they're like doing a bad job at finishing your sentences for you? Like they're
We would
like
not be
trying
friends.
to
I told them
act.
to shut the fuck up.
They're trying to act like they get what you're saying, but they don't, and they're just trying to like talk. Like they're just talking over you at that point.
Absolutely.
And he was coming back down towards us, and he goes,
But they both do it.
run, he's got a gun.
This just looks like a mirrored image. You're like,
it's so fucking weird when they do it in unison. When they're like, "Run! He's got a gun!" It's
Well, our heart started to pound, and I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently...
what's crazy is she knows she's supposed to be in the lead, and the other one knows she's supposed to be the follower. Like, I wonder if there's like
you can see it in their eyes.
Is there a weird dynamic there where like she just like does everything she does, or like what? Like, I'm very confused.
I'm genuinely curious how this works on a day-to-day.
I forgot what this is even about. I'm so sucked into it.
Carjacking.
Our brave Mum, she goes...
He took one listen to these. He said, "Put your hands up." And they went, "Oh God!" And the one went, "Oh God!" Like a little delayed. And
She
the
said, "Oh," and the other one said, "God."
He was like, pull out your wallet." And they're like, "Oh, here's my wallet." And he's like, "Why are you doing that? Why are you both doing that?" And then they're just
Cut it out.
She's like, "Doing what? Doing what?" And it's like, "Oh, fuck this!" And he just gets on his fucking little motorcycle and dips. That's what I imagine. That's what I imagine. That's what I imagine actually happened.
"Are you all right?" Because he had all blood all over his face. And he goes, "I'll shoot you." She goes, "Hey, I'm here to help." And Mum just
This second woman sounds like Joe Biden giving a speech.
instructing him to make him look the other way.
I wish
and
there were two
he-
Joe Bidens to finish all his sentences. You know.
I wish there was a less coherent Joe Biden next to regular Joe Biden.
A less coherent like than it already is.
Yeah, it was like trying to keep up.
Looked the other way, and Mum ran into the bush behind the fence. And the guy goes to her, "I'll find you and I'll shoot you." All I was thinking about when we were running, I hope he doesn't fire. Yeah, we're so blessed.
How close to him do you think you were?
The interviewer's like overwhelmed. He's like, "Wow, this is."
He's like, "I'm just gonna let them talk.
This
I'm
should not
I
be-
am not. Yeah."
Well, see, he was up there, and we were past our
when you
driveway. Yeah,
you don't think of all of that.
It's like they don't even notice the other ones there.
You just run for your safety.
Like, we're what, like 3 minutes into this interview, and they don't even know the other one's there yet.
That was fucking weird, dude.
You think they're aliens?
No, they're awful at what they're supposed to be doing if they are. Like, they're too bad at this.
That's what I'm saying.
Imagine if the aliens were that obvious. Maybe they are.
Maybe they are.
Maybe
we don't know.
They might be, dude.
All right, so you got a Ring doorbell at your house, or I know your parents do.
My parents do. I do not have one. We might get one. When we don't have a peephole, we always consider getting one.
Well, take a look at this, man. This is an interesting new Ring doorbell.
And for anybody looking to come after me, I do have a Ring doorbell. Don't fucking worry about it. All right, let's see. Oh, shit, bro.
They rang the doorbell, dude.
Oh, my God. This is fucked.
This is why you need a peephole. What if there were 2 alligators outside of your house in Philadelphia?
I'd fucking sense it. My dog would know. I'll tell you that.
Your dog would lose her mind.
My dog would know. This is fucked.
He literally hit the doorbell, though. Like, he rang the door.
He's being polite enough.
He's like, let me get out of the way just in case they want to let me in. I know they stand up.
All right. The other one watching him is like, what are you doing?
He's like, oh,
he's like, there's no way to get over that.
You gotta act natural, bro. This isn't gonna work.
He's just straight chilling, like watching.
When he comes down off of the doorbell, it's my favorite.
His fucking face, his cute little face gets stuck.
It's so real though. The other one's just looking at him like, the fuck are you doing, dude?
It's cute. This blows my mind. This really blows my mind, dude.
Like they're not gonna answer unless I stand up.
This was actually this was on Steve Irwin way, actually.
This is just Steve Irwin's house. He's like, oh, get off me door.
Oh, let me fuck these 2 crocodiles in my front lawn. Dude, I'll never forget being a kid. I had 2 VHS tapes from him, and they were like him from like there was like mixed. It was like mixed footage of like the show, and then like some
mixtapes,
some of either a show that he did just in Australia, or just like raw footage of him, like older footage.
Just like B footage.
And there's one where he's like explaining how to tell the difference between the sex of the alligator, and he shoves his finger in. They don't have like outer sex organs; they have cloacas, kind of like a bird, like a hole. So he has to shove his like finger in the hole to figure out what the gender is. And I'm like 6. You know? And it's this close up, dude. It is like,
do I have to shove a finger in
muddy
my
ass
butt?
Steve Irwin is shoving this finger up this cloaca, dude. I swear, dude, it was wild. I'll never forget it.
That's fucking awesome.
I'll find the clip so we can play it on the stream sometime. What do we got?
This is awesome. So as you see here, this dog totally aware there's a car coming, right?
Yeah.
Like without a doubt, this dog.
He's got eyes on it right now.
Already, right?
He said, "Oh."
Can't say the same for the guy behind the red car, though. Like, I was looking at the dog.
That's so awkward. The dog literally being like, "Oh, hit the brakes."
Dude's like, "Hit the broken gas."
That's a bad afternoon.
That is a shitty afternoon, dude.
It's a bad afternoon, dude.
All right, so, you know, a lot of people like to talk about the Mandela effect and like it being real or it not being real. I just want to let you know, you guys have officially spawned dumb people thinking that dumb things that they never learned are the Mandela effect. Just want to let you know.
Well, I mean, those people, that's the problem. That's how the Mandela effect gets dismissed so easily, right?
Yeah.
Oh, apparently I'm part of that Mandela effect where there was 52 states. When I was in school, I was taught that there was 52 states. That's not a thing?
I worked with a girl like this when I worked at Jersey Mike's, and she was a sweet lady. She was sweet. But, you know, she used to do this thing where she rolled her own cigarettes, you know, back when you lived in New York. That was very popular because they were so expensive.
That was a very popular thing, yeah.
And it was like the shitty, and I would buy these, I was trying to quit cigarettes at the time, so I'd buy these cigarettes from her, like, you know, in a little Ziploc baggie.
I love that. I was wondering how you were going to tell me she presented them.
No, they were just in a sandwich bag, like 5 cigs, like not a whole pack.
Yeah, I'd give you $1.
Yeah, I'd give her like $4.
I just seen another girl make a TikTok about it, and they were like, what are the other 2 states? I don't know. I just remember in kindergarten, I was taught there are 52 states. Pluto was also a planet when I was in school, and they kicked them to the side, but that's always impacted me. Like, I've always just still counted it because
dude, same.
The Pluto part is fine, but the 52 states, she's tripping.
I learned the song singing Pluto in there, but 52 states. Yeah.
I never learned the song. I think I could just.
I don't know of a
planets.
planet song. Yeah, I don't know of a planet song.
I could just go through them with no song, which is nice.
I was taught that in school. If you were taught that in school, like, follow, share, drop a comment.
Drop a comment.
How many states?
I want to drop a comment and be like, yeah, totally. There's 52 states, and just like make up 2 state names. See how long she'll go with it.
52 states is interesting. I imagine that's because there are 2 states that are not in the continental U.S.
Yeah, so she thought there were 50 continental states.
Right.
That was my thought as well.
Yeah. It's because when I tell everybody I've been to every state in the continental U.S., they're like, oh, how was Alaska? How was Hawaii? And I'm like,
yeah, well, that's this woman.
That's what I'm talking about, though. The continental United. That's why I wouldn't say just the whole United States. I try to
because then you got to add
it.
those other places. Yeah,
it's less words than adding all the other stuff.
Agree.
And then I have to say more words to explain it because people don't understand.
And you're like, fuck, this was the polar opposite of what I was trying to do.
And it's not like I'm smart or anything. So I'm like, it's not like I'm out here trying to out intelligence anybody. You know what I mean? I'm like,
no, it's just people are that stupid.
Yeah, I just get shocked sometimes.
Yeah, it's not your fault. Oh, I wanted to get your opinion on this one too.
Okay, I like the gotta get that protein. This is an r/bro, which I might have to join.
You might. Check this out.
Oh, I love kneecap.
Yeah, this is them before their Coachella.
Palestinians have been trapped.
Kneecap rules. Oh, Grimacy actually used to be in Kneecap. Fun fact. Who's to say this isn't a Grimacy right here?
We would never know.
Wait, are we really doing? We're doing egg water. I like that already. Are they gonna hit this?
What do you think? You think I'd post it if they didn't hit it?
Dude, this goes fucking hard. I would have never thought to do this. This is so
Here's how to get your protein in the morning,
fucking cool. And also it has the effect of kind of looking like a lava lamp in your bong. That's fun.
Look at how loaded that bowl is.
Oh my god, watch the yolk mix.
Yeah, dude, look at it.
Oh my god, it's so working. Milky good. Oh, he's gonna drink it. Ew. Ew. Oh my god, bro, this is legendary. Pull this.
Bruh.
That's.
I told you, dude, he had to get the protein in.
Bro, this is one of the best clips I've seen ever. Not even like this is a kind of
such a king about it too.
He's the perfect guy to do this. Is he wearing one of those all over print like dinosaur lion shirts?
Yeah, for sure.
A lion wearing sunglasses. A Rastafarian lion.
It's cool that he all got blended. It kind of got scrambled before he ate it.
He's got scrambled bro. And he takes the whole thing. Wait, he drops the rest in. I wish you'd take them raw. That's in James Egan's dreams. That's how Helly eats the egg.
This is what he sees. Ellie just ripping eggs in a fucking bog, and he's like, "This is what needed the true Egan power."
I was just saying to Kelly that show we need a new season like tomorrow.
Yeah, it needs to. Nothing else is really scratching the itch right now.
So we have one more here, and we're right at the top of the hour. Beautifully
All right,
timed.
what do we got?
Beautifully timed. And this is a local one. It's just something my dad sent me. Just a quick clip. The video, the video is insane though.
Now to that dramatic video out of Poughkeepsie. Watch as a woman pushes a stroller along a sidewalk. Seconds later, the sidewalk suddenly...
Bro.
What the fuck? No, I thought it just like sunk in.
We're talking
it
about...
exploded.
It's a game of inches, Max.
Dude.
Life's a game of inches, bro.
Blown up with her kids, dude. Holy shit. Welcome to the lawsuit of a
explodes,
generation.
Narrowly missing her and 2 children.
Holy
Fire officials say
shit.
it was one of 2 manhole explosions Saturday afternoon.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Buildings,
Literally 3 Mississippi seconds from her taking her first step onto that piece of concrete.
Yeah, if you want to talk about stepping over it, it's like 1 second.
Less than a second. Less than a second she had to get out of the way. Like, let's
even know.
2 manhole explosions Saturday afternoon.
I'll wait until her feet
Investigators found
leave
high
that
levels
panel.
of carbon monoxide
1
in
Mississippi.
buildings,
Not even a Mississippi second, dude.
No way, dude. I wouldn't go outside again in my life.
That clip, literally.
You couldn't pay me to go outside.
Bro, that is so fucking scary. Like
that's fucking horrifying.
Investigators found high levels of carbon monoxide in nearby buildings, which...
So there was a gas leak somewhere, and this
they said that's one of 2.
This is insane, dude.
Forced
They're so lucky that these didn't kill anybody.
No injuries were reported.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, David Lynch is back.
David Lynch is back. And on that note, I didn't do it at the beginning of the episode, so I'll do it at the end. Thanks so much for all of you who are still here hanging out with us. Make sure if you haven't already, you go check out the M&B podcast on Instagram. We have everything over there. We have clips. We announce when this show comes out every week to keep you guys up to date. We also have links to our podcast wherever you might want to listen to that. That comes out every Saturday, and we post a recap with some cool little pictures, if I'm not going to toot my own horn, that I've been making recently myself. Plus, Brandon has awesome thumbnails he's making over here, so make sure you give him some love in the comments. Also, when you're on YouTube and you're watching this show, please make sure to give it to follow, subscribe, and also hit the bell just to ensure that you get notifications whenever we upload. Bran, while you're chugging water, I'm going to ask anything else you want to say before we get the fuck out of here tonight, babe.
Hydrate or dihydrate, okay?
Goddamn right, dude. Piss clear or die.
Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Like Max said, tune in next week as well for another M&B stream. We got them coming. We're cooking. We're doing. We're living. Send some stuff in if you want us to cover it. That kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll cover it. Just send it in.
Yeah. Other than that, love y'all.
Good night, everybody. Deuces.
Deuces.